Hi, welcome to Infusion Health, the podcast. I'm comedian Cris Patrick, a.k.a. self-proclaimed power man. And I'm here with my co-host and significant other, Rach.
Hey, guys.
Now, today we have an interesting show. We have Cassandra Hill calling from the great state of Arkansas, and she's a Christian wellness influencer. She's going to tell us all about what she does to help women, to help women heal or whatever. We'll let her explain. Cassandra, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So what exactly is a Christian wellness influencer?
That is a person. What I do, I demolish patterns of self-neglect and lack of love that women have for themselves. Okay. And so generally a lot of times when people think about health wellness, they think only about the physical part of it. Mm-hmm. But when I work with a woman, we address the mental, spiritual aspects, and then we eventually do get to the physical, but it's holistic. It is organic healing from the inside out.
So you work with like people who have like, maybe like emotional issues like spousal abuse or child abuse or anything like that?
Yes, I have worked with women who have had those type of experiences. Mm-hmm. It might be a woman.
But you also work with chronic illness also, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. Chronic illness, such as
diabetes, high blood pressure, like myself, I heal myself from systemic lupus. So I meet a woman where she is with her health, and we develop a plan to reverse it, okay, or alleviate it.
Okay, so somebody comes to you with chronic pain. Like, what exactly would you do?
It depends on what type of pain. What's the cause of the pain? We get to the root of the problem. So let's say, like for me, when I was living with systemic lupus, pain was a huge part of that condition. So managing pain included essential oils like lavender, like peppermint, which is great for pain, CBD, great for pain. But it really, one of the things I pride myself on is I don't do cookie cutter options. Okay. So it might be a person that comes to me and they may have the very similar background, but their path to healing will look different because it's based on life experiences. It's based on their support system. We're all unique individuals, and so our path to becoming our greatest self will look different.
Okay. So you said you had pain from something you had. What was it? What was that you said you had?
Systemic lupus.
Systemic lupus. What exactly is systemic lupus? Well, I know what lupus is, but I've never heard of systemic lupus.
Well, there's different types of lupus. Most people just say lupus, but you have systemic, you have nephritis, drug-induced. But with systemic, it's widespread, so it affects various parts of your body. For a person with that type of condition, like I said, pain is typically associated with that, with your joints, just with moving, walking in general. Normally, it can affect, for women, your reproductive system as well. Like I said, it's widespread. It can. I know for me, it affected my respiratory system. So with it being widespread, it just attacks healthy tissue in the body.
So when you were diagnosed with this, you didn't go like the Western route with drugs or drugs or stuff like that. What got you into doing like going holistic?
Well, initially I did do the traditional route.
Yeah.
My background, I'm a gerontologist. That basically means I study aging. And so I had that career for about a decade where I did work in traditional healthcare. So initially I went through chemo and all this different stuff and didn't get better. And so I'm like, okay, if I'm not getting better, it's time to do something different.
Yeah.
And so I was studying health and wellness originally. I thought, well, maybe it could help with the symptoms.
Yeah.
I really wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to heal myself or this could heal me, But the more and more I studied, I was blown away. And matter of fact, I knew I felt better. I just didn't realize the extent of it until I went back to the doctor and all my labs were normal.
Okay.
And that was back in 2016. So I've been in remission for a few years now.
Beautiful. Congrats.
And what were some of the things you used to get you into remission? Some of the holistic things you used.
Detoxing, that was the biggest influence in me noticing a change in my body. So I'll tell all you listeners out there, there's so many quick fixes out there on getting detox, but detoxing is so simple.
Yeah.
All it is didn't waste out your body.
Yeah.
First thing you want to do when you're detoxing, I recommend for the average person, if you're not facing a chronic condition, you could probably detox for a week.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing your detox, you're drinking lots of water.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying buy the soda, buy the alcohol. Herbal teas are fine, like black tea, green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fine. If you can refrain from meat during a detox, it would make your detox that much greater.
Right.
During your detox, fruits and veggies. Really, the average adult, our body needs 9 to 13 servings of fruits and veggies for optimal health anyway. Mm-hmm. And so during your detox, you'll actually have a chance to get that. Mm-hmm. And
the thing with detoxing, and there are a lot of products out there that say, oh, this is a detoxer, this is a detoxer, this is a detoxer. But here's the question, okay? And a lot of people have come up to me because I work out and stuff like that, and people say, well, how often should I detox? How often? And I've done a little bit of research myself as far as detoxing. I think you only need to detox maybe once, 2 or 3 times a year, like every 3 months or something like that. You should detox, but I've heard some people do it every week and stuff like that. And there's different ways to detox. Because when I detoxed, what I did is I drank nothing but juices, freshly made juices. And I was drinking drinking juices for lunch, for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. And then all of a sudden I did what they call a 3-day cleanse. I did a 3-day cleanse, and on the 4th day, I'm not going to get graphic, but let's just say everything like just came out of me. And I was like, whoa, so there's another, and what it was my body was all the bad stuff that you've had, when you eat the burger for lunch and stuff like that, all the bad food you had, it's your body basically like cleaning you out, going, hey, we're flushing out all this bad stuff. But like I said, as far as, and maybe you could, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you could go a little bit more on this. As far as detoxing, should you detox 3 times a year, twice a year, once a year?
Well, for chronic pain people, I would say they also have to detox from all the medication that they got from Western world.
But how many times a year?
So I would say generally my detox is about a month. Sometimes it can be 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And then another thing, not only from medications, just from the pollutants. We live in a world to where even if you're eating healthy and living a pretty good lifestyle, you're in an environment where you're inhaling pollutants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Quite a bit, So I would say for someone whose immune system is compromised, probably every 2-3 months would be a better option.
Absolutely.
Every 2 or 3 months, which comes on like three to 4 times a year.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's lots of ways to detox. Like you said, you can drink a lot of water, to help flush it out. Like I did, I drank just nothing but vegetable juices and fruit juices. I would drink like like a vegetable juice and a fruit juice for lunch. Then for dinner, I would have like a vegetable juice, and then for like a late night snack, I had like a fruit juice. But I was getting my natural sugars and my natural vitamins and stuff like that from these juices, from juicing these juices.
So Cassandra, I have a question for you. So for the people that are detoxing, especially the ones with chronic pain, you recommend vitamins. And I know it's and minerals. I know it's kind of hard as a holistic, never looking at this body, but in general, what do you recommend for somebody to take?
As far as vitamins?
Yes.
I recommend Juice Plus.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is out of the supplements on the market, they're one of the most researched, this organic, vegan, the expensive research. Oh my goodness. I mean, whether you're talking about MD Anderson, Princeton, just it holds up. And then it's cost effective, because I know for a lot of people, sometimes we think, living healthy is so expensive, and not necessarily. No. So one thing I do like about the Juice Plus brand, it's quality, and it's only fruits and veggies. They don't add all the gunk.
Sure.
So all you get is 30 different fruits and veggies in a capsule or a gummy or a shake mix.
All right.
And Juice Plus, I think, is a multi-level. If you get into it, it's kind of like what you do with essential oils. It's a multi-level marketing thing, so you can get into it that way. As far as I know, because Lisa used to actually sell Juice Plus.
Okay. And do they regulate it? Because I know like Walmart and Amazon and those kind of companies, they don't regulate it. Like, for instance, I did a study and I put an X on a bottle. I put it in the back of the shelf, and it was there a year later. Oh
my goodness. Well,
there's no regulation in that. The other thing that's problem. Hold on. Yeah. The other thing that's problem with these Amazon and Walmarts and Walgreens and all these other companies that are pushing out these medications, the companies themselves, it's not regulated as far how much can go into your body on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is going out in the detox.
Yeah. And that's another plus for Juice Plus, is NSF certified, and that certification is outside of Juice Plus. Another agency has given them that certification, and so that everything you see on that nutritional label, you actually get, because I totally agree with you, Rach. You get some products that what they say, I know for the water for sure, alkaline water, you have so many companies out there who put that label, they're alkaline. Yep. And if you actually take the time, get a pH strip and test the water, and it's like, no, it's not actually alkaline. you know. So, for me, being in remission, a lot of times people ask me how I've been fortunate to have this for as long as I have, because people do die from lupus. Matter of fact, 10 to 20% of African American women die prematurely from lupus.
Sure.
So I'm really picky when it comes to what I eat, what I drink, what I put on my body, you know, and which is unfortunate. We live in a world to where it's so commercialized that these companies can get away with false advertising, and you just have to, if you have the knowledge, to test it yourself and everything, or seek out a professional like myself.
Absolutely.
But
well, that's the thing. I used to work at a sporting goods store, and there was a section where they had the supplements there, you know, and people came in, you know, bodybuilders and stuff like that came in and were looking at the supplements. And I secretly told them, I said, don't buy your supplements here. I said, this stuff has been on here. This stuff has been on the shelf. I said, look at the small section we have of supplements here. You don't know how long this has been on the shelf. You need to go to a store that specializes in vitamins, like a Vitamin World. We got a company out here called Vitamin World, GNC, or go somewhere where they know where they specialize in. But look at this small section here, as opposed to like a big store and somebody who's knowledgeable that can steer you in the right way as far as supplements.
Well, I think it's also important that, and you know, going back to an old point that you've made in past episodes, that people get it from their vegetable in the grocery store. Make sure that it was produced with, you know, the right way, instead of having all these pollutants on top of your vegetables. And
the best way to do that is support your local farmers markets.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
grow your own.
I know for myself, from inflammation, the best thing for me is turmeric root, ginger, and Bing cherries. You know, make that into a juice. Make that into a juice, and that will absolutely help with inflammation.
Oh, yeah. I love turmeric, whether it's in a juice. I love the spice. And turmeric is so versatile. You'll be surprised on. You can use it in.
Same with ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can put it in so many dishes, veggies, and it just gives it not just you can't stand spicy, but just like a subtle kick to your veggies.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the thing about, you know, supporting your local farmers markets is that you're getting stuff that's grown locally wherever state you're in, and you're also getting stuff that you know is fresh, and you know that doesn't have the pesticides and stuff like that used, you know, and you're getting the organic stuff. But yeah, like when you look at turmeric and ginger, when you look at stuff like that and find out how to cook with it and find out how to use that in different dishes, or grind it up and putting it in juice and stuff like that, there's a lot of benefits to it.
For sure. I love ginger in a smoothie too. But it's so many versatile ways you can use plants. And right now, especially with the inflation that's going on in the world, this is a great time to beef up your fruits and veggies, because the price hikes is more on meat than anything. I mean, your veggies, it's been a slight increase, but nothing in comparison to what meat costs. So you can do it, and it makes life so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things, you know, being African American, we're stereotyped to watermelon. Now, everybody stereotypes black people to watermelon, but what they don't know is that there's something in watermelon that really helps. As far as if you're a male, it really helps your lower half, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a true fact.
You know what? Either you're hitting that button or you're saying something. I swear.
It's a true. No, I'm saying it's a true fact. It's a true fact. So it's like, I'm not trying to get sexually graphic.
I feel you because this is the thing.
Well,
Watermelon is full of water.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of water, so it does feel.
Point I'm trying to make, not trying to get sexually graphic, but watermelon does help down there. And it's like, if we're going to be stereotyped to it, it's like, yeah, hey, I'll be stereotyped to it. I'll take it in a heartbeat, you know?
Yeah.
Well, something that I absolutely think you touch base on, Cris, is the stereotype of African Americans having problems with generational diabetes and all these other things, and not looking at what people are trying to do these days, which is actually clean their body for the next generation. Not only teaching that, but if a woman is pregnant and doing that for her fetus, then it's remarkable how their chemicals can change for that fetus into a baby, into adult. The generational stuff stops when you start eating healthier.
Oh yeah. Eating healthy and teaching kids about being healthy. And that's one of the things I do with the kids. Well, my one of our youngest, he loves mushrooms on everything. So I got to go and I don't just buy canned mushrooms. I buy the fresh mushrooms, chop them up. I've even taught him how to cook them. It's like, this is how you cook them, with just a little bit of butter, season them a little bit of paprika, and, you know, put them on everything. And he loves it, you know.
Yeah. It starts at a young age. And for all the listeners out there, if you are looking for a supplement, I highly recommend the Juice Plus. And one great thing about it, when you as an adult place a qualifying order, your child gets their supplement free.
Awesome.
So they're getting all those fruits and veggies in their body because it starts at a young age. You know, when we look back to previous generations, our ancestors, life was harder then, and so they just had to make do.
Absolutely.
But we're in a different world now to where, believe it or not, one of the fastest growing segments who are becoming vegetarians are Black people.
Yeah. Which interesting,
because we understand the importance that our diet plays in our health.
Exactly. I used to work with a guy when I was doing security years back. This was a big guy. I mean, huge guy. And he was so big that he couldn't wear the uniform pants that they gave us being security. So he had to wear sweatpants. And luckily he was in operations. Well, he monitored the security cameras and the door and stuff like that, and talked to people on camera to let them in and stuff like that. But he went vegetarian, and he told me something. He said, and this was interesting, again, not trying to get graphic, but he said, what happens when an animal dies? What happens if something happens to you and you die? What happens? What does your body start to do? He goes, it starts to decay.
Yeah.
And he says, so when you're eating meat and stuff like that, that stuff is starting to decay. So they put on that stuff to stop the decaying, and that's what you're eating. So he went vegetarian, and few months later, he could wear the regular pants and all that, lost a ton of weight. Hello. You still there?
Yeah.
She was into your story, baby.
I'm listening. I'm like, okay, what happened? He lost a ton of weight and what?
He ended up losing a ton of weight. He was able to fit into the uniform pants and stuff like that. I ended up leaving that job. But I haven't seen him in a long time. But yeah, he lost a ton of weight by going vegetarian.
Yeah. It is a game changer. I'm not totally vegetarian. I do eat fish. I do eat chicken. I don't eat pork at all, ever anymore.
Very little for me.
Yeah, but it does make a huge difference. I noticed for me, even like now, I eat meat. Like before I started this health and wellness journey, I had meat every day.
Yeah.
And so compared to every day, so now just maybe like a few times out the week, I notice a difference. It's a big game changer.
So I have a question for you. Do you feel now that you've known more, you're doing better, is your body healthier at the age you are now or the age you were when you were younger?
Believe it or not, the age I am now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like now I'm in the 40 club. But when I think about my health, like 20s, 30s, you know, I was doing okay, but now I just have the least that I have on life that God has blessed me with is something that's unimaginable.
Yeah.
You know, it is, and it's not just the physical, just the emotional, mental, spiritual, all aspects. And I think before this, I didn't realize how interconnected that all aspects of our health are, you know. Because I noticed even with my mood, you know, happier, just, you know, food, not just food, but the lifestyle that you live, it touches every little part of your life, you know.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you're eating better, and like me, eating better and exercising, you know, you will feel a much more quality of life, and especially when you're eating like I have a drink, a Mean Green. The kids hate it, but I drink it. And when I drink that, when I'm drinking that and doing that, you know, you have such a much more quality of life and such more happiness, and you don't feel sluggish like when you're eating a fast food and stuff like that. And if you ever and I've told my kids, as I said, show me that you're serious. Try not eating this for 1 month and then eat it and then see how you feel. You know, you'll notice a whole lot different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is a game changer. And you know, I noticed recently I was at an event, and what did I eat? A burger and fries.
Yep.
At a burger and fries. Yep. And I hadn't, because I normally do turkey burger or veggie burger. That was like the first time in a while that I had just, I guess what most people would consider a normal burger. And when I tell you at the end of the day, I was so tired. Yeah. And at first it took me a little bit to realize the connection. I was like, man, I'm tired. Like, and I'm tired just from all the activity. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? The burger is kind of starting to settle. Yeah. And I hurried up and I went and got some alkaline water and like, okay, yeah. I'm going to have to make sure that, because that's the crazy thing with trying to live a healthier life. Sometimes you go places, events and stuff, and they may have, a salad there that you could stand to eat.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, it may just be like burgers or just.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It is hard at events to just eat a salad because you got to keep on going all day. So you're like, okay, if these are my choices, I'm going to choose the burger. But then the end of the day, you feel so sluggish and just like, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah. And which it's so funny because like now, if I go to an event and if it's close to home, I'll slip in my own stuff. I just have some in my purse. But yeah, it makes a difference.
Okay, well, this has been an interesting conversation. It's really good having you on. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, is you got a website or something? Can they go to Cassandra Hall Healer? No, that's on Facebook.
Yeah, that's my Facebook, Cassandra Hill, Healer of Women. But yeah, that's how you can connect with me. And when you connect with me on Facebook, you'll see the link for my website and everything. But yeah, connect with me, Cassandra Hill, Healer of Women on Facebook.
Okay.
And that will be in the show notes.
And Rachel will have that in the show notes, on a link in our show notes. Well, Cassandra, it was nice having you on. Definitely might have you back.
Yeah, I would love to talk to you about alkaline. There is so much knowledge out there about alkaline water. I would love to have you on in the future about that.
Oh, well, thanks so much. Alkaline is something I push. I have taken a few courses in the acid alkaline diet. Mm-hmm. For a half a second, if I do go back to college and get my doctoral degree, it will be in nutrition with probably that emphasis. But alkaline, if your body is not alkaline, let's talk.
Absolutely.
I will freely, it's simple to get your body alkaline. I'll freely share. So let's connect.
Well, Cassandra,
join me on Facebook.
Absolutely. And it'll be in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us.
And we'll have Rach close us out.
All right. On here, history is born on lines of hate. On here, we're trying to build lines of love, make you guys your best person and your best advocate. Until next time, have a great one.
Take it easy.